You have an untapped power source in your life, and today I'm going to show you how and why you need to release that power, and I'm talking about the power of thanksgiving. Hi, I'm Dave Early. Thanks for watching today. If you like the Bible teaching that you'll be hearing, you can like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, join our family, join our community. It's a place where disciples are made, sent, and used for the glory of God. Well, we're talking about the power of thanksgiving, and I love this talk I'm doing today because it tells you how to release a power source, the infinite power source, the supernatural, into your daily life. And I'm going to give you 7 examples of how this works. First of all, it invites the presence of God. Think about Solomon. He's got to dedicate the temple. His father's shoes are too big for him to fill. He knows there's no point in having the temple if God doesn't show up. He's praying for God to come, for God's presence, and God's presence comes as a cloud of glory, a Shekinah cloud of glory, so thick that the priest can't even perform their duties. When he was thankful, it opened the door for the presence of God. If you want God's presence in your life, in your family, in your church services, be thankful. It opens the door to the presence of God. Second, it leads us into the presence of God. We come into His presence with thanksgiving. Psalm 100 says, enter His gates with thanksgiving. How do you enter the gates of a king, a generous king? You come into His presence by being thankful to that king for the blessings that He's given you, the opportunity to come to Him. Number 3, it brings victory. I love the story of Jehoshaphat. He's surrounded, got 3 armies ready to invade him in Israel. What's he going to do? Well, he calls a fast, he prays, but his battle plan was this. He got together the worship team, and when the army is behind them, and when they march into battle, he sends the worship team no weapons except the weapon of thanksgiving. What do? They go in and they're singing that song from the Psalms, from 1 Chronicles 16 as well. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever. And they walk into the battle, and the moment they begin to sing, God sent ambushes. The enemy fought themselves, killed themselves. So when Jehoshaphat and his army marched in, the battle is already over. God had already fought the battle. Are you facing some battles? Face your battles with the weapon of thanksgiving. Number 4, it brings deliverance. Jonah is swallowed by the big fish because he's disobedient. Well, he's got to show God that he's willing to be obedient. How's he do it? Jonah chapter 2, verse 9, he sings a song of thanksgiving. What happens? He gets released from the big fish and goes and preaches a great revival. Daniel is thrown into the lion's den. He finds out he's going to be thrown in the lion's den, and he goes, gets on his knees, opens the windows, prays, and gives thanks as he's facing certain destruction, goes into the lion's den. You know what happened. God protected him. The lions didn't hurt him. And the king said, well, Daniel, what happened? And Daniel said, my God has protected me. He was delivered. He was protected because, in part, he used the power of thanksgiving when he faced certain destruction. What about Jesus? You know the story. He fed the 5,000 men with a little boy's lunch. But what you may not know is later on in the Gospels, it's talking about that place where Jesus had fed the 5,000, but it doesn't call it that. In John 6:23, it says the place where Jesus gave thanks. You remember, before Jesus multiplied the bread, the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, into 12 baskets left over, before he did that, he gave thanks to God for what God was about to do. That, according to John 23, was central to the miracle being released in his life. You want God to release some miracles in your life? Use the power of thanksgiving. Last one I want to give you, a lot of people consumed with anxiety. If you watch the news, in my country, you get concerned about the the violence, you get concerned about the drugs, you get concerned about the terrible immorality, the perversion, you get concerned about the economy, the politics, global what's going on, diseases, natural disasters, fires, floods, earthquakes, volcanoes, all these things, hurricanes. What do? You replace your worry with peace when you use thanksgiving. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. You know, it's hard to be thankful and anxious at the same time. I encourage you, replace your anxiety with gratitude. Replace your fear with gratitude. When you're facing destruction, put in gratitude. Face it with thanksgiving. When you need a miracle, thank God for what He's about to do. When you need deliverance, thank God for what He's done. When you are facing an enemy and you need victory, thank God that He can fight our battles for us. You need to feel the presence of God and know the presence of God. Enter His presence with thanksgiving. I want to encourage you this week, use the power of thanksgiving in your life, every day of your life, for the rest of your life. Never underestimate the power of thanksgiving. This is Dave Earley. If you've enjoyed this teaching, join our community. You can do it on Facebook by liking this page or on YouTube by subscribing to our channel. God bless you. This is Dave Earley, and if you like this type of practical, simple, clear Bible teaching, we do this every day. These videos are available every day on Facebook and YouTube. Like our page on Facebook, follow us every day, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to help you be a person where God makes a difference in your life and you make a difference in somebody else's.